Day today. What time did you even get there?
I got to training camp at right at 6 actually.
Mm,
Right at 6. Woke up at 4, took a good little shower,
okay.
got everything going, took my girl to work. From work to training camp, good little 20-minute drive.
Yeah.
Got there right at 6. 6:05 is when I took that picture.
Mm.
Posted it on my YouTube channel, as you can tell. You can follow me on the YouTube channel right there at the lead underscore HOU. Posted it on Twitter, social media, and hey man, the rest of the day was just fantastic.
Not as hot, but humid as ever.
There was a nice breeze. There was a
Mm.
nice breeze.
We're dude, I get so surprised by how the crowd is every single practice. Good afternoon.
Ross.
Are we gonna be crossing our arms today? Are we?
Oh, you
Are
know
we?
what? Maybe it's that
Right?
kind of podcast today. I don't know, Mr. Ross kind of set the tone here with
I know. What's up,
gentlemen.
Mr. Jared?
Okay,
Man,
okay.
dude, it feels good seeing all the people who come up to us and say hi, who let us know that they watch our stuff, man. It
Feels good.
really makes our day, you know.
Feels good. Feels
Dude,
good.
right? If it
It's
kind
kind
of
of
feels like
weird.
we're doing it is because as nervous as they are to talk to me or you, I'm just as nervous to fucking talk back.
Yeah, cause I'm like, who? I'm in my mind. I'm like, who am I?
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, okay, who am I? Like, this one kid, or maybe a young man, he told me to sign his hat,
Nice.
and I was like, who, me? And he's
Mm-hmm.
like, dude, I watch your channel all the time. I'm a huge fan. And I was like, oh, okay. Dude, I grabbed this kid's hat and I'm like, he's been here a couple days. Because he had Callan Hanna's signature
Mm.
and he had the player's signature. So
Yes.
of course, I had to sign my name right where CJ Stroud was, I gotta show them who's boss, I gotta show them who the actual QB1 is over here. All right, man.
Tammy asked about the offense, and it was good for both quarterbacks. I could say that. Both quarterbacks threw an interception. However, when CJ Stroud is out there, the offense is just better. What do you think, Harley?
The face says it all, man. CJ Stroud is him. CJ Stroud is quarterback one. If he is not quarterback one, preseason week one is what I'm saying. He's QB1 by preseason week one.
Mm.
It's a wrap. Nail in the coffin. Okay. My ultimate, and if anybody has checked out the YouTube video, I just posted my thoughts on the CJ Stroud ultimately being QB1. I believe he was way to be humble with that autograph. Hey man, I didn't know what to do, so I might as well place myself with the champions, with the people. All right, I mean,
Nuts
come
with
on
the
now.
with the millionaires,
Yeah,
billionaires.
yeah, man. Shoot. Now I might be a little, but I know what to do and where to sign. All right. So, um, ultimately, my mindset is: look, C.J. Stroud.
Mm.
We just saw him. What was it? Yesterday or 2 days ago? I couldn't
It
remember on my
it was
where he had
two
his
days
first
ago.
fantastic day.
Oh, that was yesterday.
Yesterday. Okay, so I was kind of right. Anyway, yesterday he had a fantastic day.
Mm.
Today, a really good day. And what I'm saying is today he got all of the first team reps.
A hundred
And
percent.
100% of the first team reps tomorrow is Saturday. And we are going to be there, obviously.
It's already
If
MET.
if he gives if he gives
Mm.
gets another full team reps again, buddy, we face the Patriots soon.
Yep, Thursday.
He just had first team 100% reps. That is telling me I believe him and the way he performed today is
Hmm.
a precursor that the rest of training camp, CJ Stroud is your QB1 for the rest of training camp.
No, I completely agree. And before we get into all this whole life, welcome everyone to another episode of Believe in the Houston Texans. I am one part of your show, Ruben Calvillo, and I'm joined as always by the most handsome man ever, Harley the Dugan himself. And going back to practice, it's not like Davis Mills had a bad day.
No.
But when you see those two, play QB, you know who the starter is and you know who the backup is. And he did have a very solid day yesterday.
He
No
did.
interceptions, but I think today was better because today it looked like this was CJ Stroud's team. And you can tell the difference from when CJ Stroud is command of this huddle than Davis Mills and Case Keenum. And shout out to Case collecting M's and just not doing nothing. Shout out to Case Keenum. But I think this
Davis Mills.
quarterback
Oh, go ahead. Go
competition is
ahead.
over.
I think so too. Davis Mills, and didn't mean to cut you off there.
You're good, Baba.
8 for 10, man. I mean,
Mm.
it's just first pass, interception. And it kind of was like, oh no.
Mm.
But then you kind of forget because the cameras go down when Davis Mills comes on the field. Sorry, not sorry. But 8 for 10 the rest of the day, he was competing.
He was.
But like you said, man, there's just a difference when Stroud is out there. The team, we've heard it. I keep saying it over and over again. Titus Howard and numerous
Look good.
players, they have implied. Yeah, he looked really good. He had that good rep against Will Anderson. Stonewalled him. Stonewalled, all right? Jesus. Not many times I get to use a fun word like stonewalled, okay? CJ Stroud is just different. He is him. He is QB1. I do not want to see split reps anymore. I need to see CJ Stroud get the rest of the reps all the way. And All Might,
he's supposed to be defending the kids.
I gotta play the crow for you to eat, buddy.
At UA.
I gotta play a crow for you to eat, man.
Oh yeah, oh my, you were talking some mess.
I gotta play the crow. I got a great memory. I remember a lot of things. I remember too many things that for my own too good. And I remember we were overreacting because CJ Stroud wasn't getting 100% of the reps. I remember that. No, man. No. He got 100% of the reps today. He looked absolutely fantastic. All right? He needs to continue getting 100% of the reps. He is that guy. He is QB1 week 1.
Look, we talked about it on your live yesterday.
Shout out to All Might.
We said shout out to All Might, doing a great job. Do you watch My Hero?
Yeah, I fuck with it.
Bro,
I'm not caught up with it, but I fuck with it.
This season was crazy, and then they have a freaking. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but this Sugar Rocket goes absolutely off. But with it's crazy that we were having these who should be getting the number 1 reps, but to see that the Houston Texans finally realized it and gave it to CJ Stroud, and we were on your live yesterday, and we said we need to see more days like this from number 7. After coming off a very 2 rough first padded practices where he threw 3 interceptions in 2 practice, a day off, he has now gone back-to-back practices where he is considerably the best quarterback. And there's a game on Thursday, buddy, and I promise you, CJ Stroud will be out there number 1.
He's definitely number 1, man. Sorry, but I mean, I got a little distracted by the Ice Cream Man's music back here. I got a little excited right there. Just as I was excited for CJ Stroud today. He was fantastic. Drop it in the bucket pass to Nico Collins. That was one of the highlights of today. My goodness, got a good shot of it. Good shot of the rest of the offense. Obviously, we're going to get into. But the drive, the headline of today is CJ Stroud. Just ultimately, he has the nail. He has his hammer. And the coffin that is named quarterback competition, he's about ready to put that damn nail in the coffin. All right. And it's about damn time that he gets 100% of the reps. I can't wait for Saturday, man. I don't know what's in store.
I don't know either. Flame Hosho, thank you for the $4.99. However, I will be sending that back to you. You guys don't have to send me money, man. I'm just happy and excited to talk about this Houston Texans football team. And he goes, hippo character with stars growing in his eyes, pumping his arms in the air with the word hype, pulsating above him. CJ Stroud was just on a different level today than Davis Mills. In the terms of, I feel like the whole team bought into Stroud is the quarterback. And I feel like today they showed it, man. And he had a fantastic day. You brought up that Nico Collins deep touchdown pass on the left sideline. What is crazy is they tried that, a series before and it fell incomplete. And then CJ Stroud rotated out. Davis Mills came in. The very next time CJ Stroud went out there, the same exact play, and it went for 6. It should have gone for 6 the other time, but CJ
Yeah.
just laid it out a little bit,
Mhm.
longer than Nico Collins' arms. But man, that was a statement play that I am the QB1. And I'm going to tell you this. When was the last time you saw Houston Texans dancing for a first down?
Ooh,
Explain that,
ooh,
because the people who weren't there don't know who we're
dude.
talking about.
Man, and I didn't know that was gonna happen, or else
Dude,
I would have recorded it.
I was like, what is this dude talking about Nico Collins? I'm like, this boy is
Yeah,
getting loose.
yeah. Like the pictures don't do the justice too much. I wish I had video of it because, damn, man, it was fantastic to see
Mm.
Texans training camp. The electricity, the energy. The guys were dancing. Nico Collins is there doing his thing with the
It was
first down. Like, oh, okay. The rest of the coaching staff on offense, the players on offense are excited about when CJ Stroud is on the field, by the way, not when Davis Mills was doing anything. But when CJ Stroud was out there, the whole offense, the guys, they're behind him. It's obvious he's QB1. Go ahead and make him QB1. You know what? I don't need an announcement. Just keep giving him 100% of the reps. I don't need the announcement. I don't care about it. Just give him 100% of the reps and make sure you make the right decision. And I am entrusting that DeMeco does make that right decision. Absolute energy. It was ecstatic. It was crazy to see it. I don't know, man. I've never seen the Texans
do that.
that loose. Like,
And it
it was
was
fun.
everyone. Even
Yeah.
head coach DeMeco Ryans was talking crap to his defense that they converted a first down. And
Mm-hmm.
everyone's getting on the floor doing all the crazy dances that they can. Tank Dell had a funny one where he was just squatting all the way to the floor, just pumping his arms up. Thank you for the Topo Chico Ringoku. And also, guys, we will be there tomorrow, 6 p.m. However,
Rick Ringo.
we want to get there about maybe 4 o'clock, a couple hours before they open the doors. Let's pregame, man. Let's bring a case. Let's get hammered right before training camp. If you guys are 1-2, and if you guys are over 21,
Of
obviously we
course, of
can't be
course.
drinking with no minors. So if you're down, man, let's have a great time tomorrow. How
Of
did
course.
Juice look at center today, fellas? I didn't I didn't highlight a good play. I didn't highlight a bad play, which means that Juice Scruggs had a solid day.
Yeah, I haven't, like, just looking through other people's observations, never
Nothing about
noticed him on
Scruggs.
the bad side, or I never really noticed him on the good side. So
Mm-hmm.
hey, I just think he had an average day. This was his first day getting all, well, I guess you could say second day, since Quisenberry did get hurt
Mm-hmm.
and he did finish yesterday getting all of the reps with the first team and the second team.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't never notice anything crazy. We noticed some stuff with Kenyon Green at the very beginning. But I mean, was that really ticky tack, or is it a media driven thing? I don't know.
If you ask
I
the
saw Kenyon.
fans, he's a
Mhm.
bust.
Well, obviously, the fans love to poo poo on Kenyon Green. They absolutely do. And it's no disrespect to everyone in the comment section. I love all of y'all, but man, when I talk about Kenyon Green, my comments on YouTube are just, he's a
Bust.
bum, he's a bust, he's ridiculous, get him out of there. They needed a new left guard. They should have, and then there's the insane ideas that come out. So overall, Kenyon Green, he had a bad play. He had one bad play where
Yes.
someone broke through, and that was a big highlight for a lot of the local media here. But he finished. I thought he finished strong, and I thought he
Mhm.
looked solid again. I don't know where this notion came from that he was bad out there. I
Yeah.
didn't notice that. I didn't notice Juice Scruggs at all, though. To go back to the original question,
Mhm.
I just thought he looked average. And again, there's going to be inconsistencies with him. He's a rookie. We hope to see the progression.
Mhm. Jeffrey Smith said, from what you guys and even Cody Stutes have been saying, Will Anderson
Oh man.
is Defensive Player of the Year material. He is
Yeah.
plus 400. I am smashing that. I am putting a rack on Will Anderson to win me 5 bands. And if he doesn't, you will not see me do YouTube videos anymore. If CJ Stroud can do the same on offense, this season is going to be exciting. Look, man, CJ doing this against a DeMeco Ryans defense is something. And the fact that he is a rookie, this is why the quarterback competition pissed me off. Because both QBs going up a great defense, but you would think the third-year quarterback will be light years ahead. And no, it was, I'm still standing. I can do this all day, Captain America with the shield in the hallway. But CJ Stroud, today, he had his moment and he pulled away.
Yeah, man. Did he ever pull away? My goodness. CJ Stroud was just, again, we cannot stop talking about the day he had.
And he threw an interception.
Yeah, I know. He threw an interception near the end to Denzel Perryman. Perryman just made a great read. He read CJ Stroud's eyes. This is a rookie thing.
Yeah.
All right. He got locked on. You weren't there, but he got locked on. It was at the very end. You left already. And he got locked onto a receiver. Denzel Perryman read him like a book and jumped up, picked him off. It was just an easy play for him. But these are things that CJ Stroud is going to learn. All right. These are things that he's going to work on and he's going to get better at. All right. We all know he's a rookie and he needs the reps. That is what we're keep trying to tell people. He's a rookie and he needs these reps. It is more important that he gets the majority, if not 100% of the reps.
Yeah, so our podcast name is Believe in Texans. So the Believe is spelled capital B, capital E, capital. I'm sorry, BLEAV.
Yes.
I'm gonna put it in the chat right here. It's a weird name.
Yes.
There you go. Believe. That's how you do it.
Yep. Believe in Texans
Just
podcast.
type in Believe in Texans, and you will get about 20 episodes of me and the Duganator talking about this Houston Texans team. What else do we have here? No, I mean Kenyon Green. I'm not really worried. And he's had an okay practice, pretty good practice. He's looked very well in the run game. I think where this came from, Landry Locker put out a tweet that said, and shout out to Landry Locker, that Kenyon
Glizzy Destroyer.
That
Glizzy Destroyer. We got it on video. That man was Mark Sanchez on the sideline, destroying, hammering some glizzies. And then he's like, "Oh, I don't know what a glizzy is, man. What are you talking about? Come on, bro. You know what a glizzy is."
Shout out to Landry Locker. So he puts out a Kenyon Green gets beat tweet, and then later follows it up with a finish the day strong, though. So he must have seen all the negative stuff about Kenyon Green because I saw it in all the group chats. And if you're not following us on Twitter at 713HSP at @the_lead_Houston, make sure you guys are tapped in for the latest Houston Texans news, rumors, and updates. But I'm not worried about Kenyon Green. I'm not worried about Juice Scruggs. I think this offensive line, man, is going to be really good. And there was no Lermy Tunsil today. However, no one was getting into the backfield besides Will Anderson Jr.
Yeah, that is the thing if you do want to put a little negative on. I'd like to see someone else besides Will Anderson. Jonathan Grenard was a highlight a few days ago in training camp. Didn't really notice him too much today. Excuse me. And so, moving forward with that information, NFL teams are going to notice this. And if they notice Will Anderson is just wreaking havoc, they're not going to let one guy dominate them. They're going to double team him. Plus, he's a rookie. He's going to have inconsistencies. So I need to see, Jonathan Grenard, Jerry Hughes, which I don't believe Jerry Hughes was out there today. I don't remember, but I did not see him at all today. Was he? I didn't even see him.
You see, look, that one play, that one-on-one play, heard Malik Collins ate his lunch today. It's just not true.
Yeah, man.
If Kenyon Green would have got it, would have been getting his ass beat, we would have tweeted about it. I did see the one-on-one drill, though.
He got his ass ate. I mean, let's just be real, bro. He had a big old bowl of bootios. I mean, come on, man. Malik Collins was eating the bootios all over Kenyon Green. I mean, it was ridiculous, but that was just one rep. Overall, he was solid. He was good. It's like Derek Stingley. He has one bad rep, and Everyone is, and I'm
But
not saying Luis, is this guy. I'm talking about in general Texans fans, because we've seen it across social media,
mhm,
and I'm pretty sure you've seen it in the YouTube comments. Like, one bad rep from Derek Stingley, and it's they should have
viral.
picked Sauce Gardner. Oh man, I mean, what did they do? Why did they pick him for? He's a bust. He's a bum. Yada yada yada. I'm tired of hearing it, and I'm glad to see we got a little clampage from Derek Stingley.
Hey, hey, I mean, he was locking down no matter who it was, Nico, Tank, Robert Woods, and Tank Dell might run the fastest and smoothest routes you could see on a football field.
Oh man. Oh
And
man.
Derek Sting, you had a great video, and go look it up. DJ BN from ESPN used
Yeah.
that video to talk about. You see Tank Dell just trying to give him everything in his arsenal, and Derek Stingley is like fly paper, just on his ass
Mm,
the entire time. This
mm.
comment right here from Michael: Texans are way better than last year. We haven't played a game yet. Can't wait till Thursday. I don't think you understand how much better this team gotten.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you are not at training camp, try to get to training camp, and you will see it right there. From from as soon as they start practice, it's work. I was at the past 3 training camps, and it didn't feel like this. It felt like this team's about to contend for a playoff. It feels like this team just came off of a winning season and not a 7 wins in 2 years type of team. This team is ready, and Big Sexy, hey, shout out to him. Mexican OT. Harley, take it away.
Big 9-1, big sexy, man. He doing his thing, man. He doing his thing. He has been the highlight of camp for not only John Lopez but Cody Stutes. Like,
Mhm,
he is on the observation sheet. Obviously not high, but he is lower on the observation sheet. He slimmed down. He looks more muscular. He still got some of that weight to him
mhm,
too. Overall, Roy Lopez is, to me, and I've always said this. I never said he was going to be a starter. I always thought that he was a huge depth guy for this team. And that's what you need on this defensive line. You're lacking depth, and
mm.
we haven't seen Sheldon Rankins yet. But Malik Collins, who looks really good in this DeMeco defense, actually, kind of maybe changing my mind a little bit. I got to see him against the run. That's where I question it. Shout out the New Day. Shout out the New Day for the booty O's. All
Let them
right,
know what
man.
that is, because they don't know what that is.
Yo, man. If nobody watches WWE, look at this. Man. Nobody watches WWE. All right, New Day. They came out with their cereal, and a cereal is all 3 of them in cartoon version eating a bowl of cereal that they call Bootios.
And it became
And
like
that,
a top seller, $60 a box.
goodness, I need to buy one. I need to buy one. I need to buy me a box of Bootios.
And here's the thing about tomorrow's training camp. SummerSlam is also on. And I'm debating what I should do, because I
Oh,
heard the great one is supposed to return tomorrow to challenge the tribal chief. Luis Salas asked, who is our number 1 cornerback? I feel Tavia Thomas is so underrated. It needs to be on that conversation for us. There was a one-on-one
dude.
rep today. It was number 41, and his last name is Matthews. I don't know his first name, so I apologize. But why is a wide receiver wearing number 41? Tavia Thomas puts his hands on him, does not let him go. You talk about that Titus Howard and Will Anderson rep, and they go nowhere. Well, that is the same damn thing that happened. And Tavia Thomas, he is huge. He doesn't look like he's like a slot cornerback. And poor number 41, but he wasn't doing nothing against Tavia Thomas, man.
Dude, that was the rep right before Derek Stingley and Tank Dell.
Grown
And
man
man,
rep.
and dude, yes. I mean, it was just filthy what he did to 41. You talk about Bootios. He ate Bootios
Mm.
on 41. All right, he ate his lunch. It was done. It was some George Pickens like, I'm trying to make the fans,
It's literally
capture this
like
image.
it's literally like he put his hand on his helmet and said swing, and the guy was
Yeah.
swinging, and he was like, "You're not going anywhere." Like, it was that bad to to where the
Yeah,
crowd was
it
like,
it was
"Ooh."
disrespectful to
There you go.
41, and I loved it from number 4, Tavir Thomas. The best way to describe it, they're one-on-one on the reps. hike. Okay.
Jams him.
And he jams 41. And I mean, when he jams him, he hit sticks him for my
You
Madden
hear the
guys.
pop. You hear the pop
Yes.
first.
And he just never let him go. 41 at the very last second, just tried to just go out real quick. The ball was already thrown. He never had a chance. All right. Poor 41. Tavier Thomas is underrated. I'm glad Luis brought this up. Shout out to
To
Luis
Luis,
Salas.
commenter of the day.
Dude.
You're asking me who my number one corner is. I've already said it. It's Steven Nelson, the guy who just got a $2 million pay raise. And what happened again with Steven Nelson? No one caught a ball on him. This dude has been locked down.
Yeah, he's been fun to watch. He has been absolute fun to watch. A joy to watch, actually. This secondary, guys, I'm telling you right now, the secondary is the absolute strength of this defense. We do forget about Tavier Thomas, and it's a shame. It's a shame for us because, we highlight the Steven Nelsons, the Stingleys, and the Desmond Kings. Tavier Thomas needs to be in this conversation as well. And I'll even throw my hat in the ring for Jacoby Francis, who
Solid day.
actually had a solid day today. A guy that's undrafted. It's his second year with the Texans, first year with DeMeco Ryans, and that is a big deal. All right. First year with DeMeco Ryans, only his second year in the league. So this is a guy that has looked good. DeMeco Ryans at the very beginning of training camp, maybe OTAs actually, excuse me, highlighted Jacoby Francis and how much hard work he's put in to hopefully make this team. I think he has a legit spot.
Can you throw out a hot take about this secondary?
I mean, I've thrown my hot take, and we'll have 2 Pro Bowlers in Jalen Petrie and Derek Stingley, and then my hot take is I think Derek Stingley could be at the level where he's dancing around all pro level this year. I really do. In terms of the whole secondary, I think they could be a top 10 secondary. I really do. And that's a screaming, piping hot take. But this Texans secondary last year wasn't that bad. All right. It was not. And I know we had Lovie Smith, and I know everyone thinks of the defense as a putrid defense. You're right. The run defense was the worst in the NFL, but this is the worst, and then this was us. There's 20 pounds of crap, and then there was the Houston Texans run defense. The pass defense, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, off the top of my dome, I think they were only 21st last year.
Didn't allow a red zone touchdown.
Exactly, and that's a big thing too with that defense last year. It's a strength this year, and I think it got strengthened adding Jimmy Ward.
Speaking of Jimmy Ward, this dude's going to be the captain of the entire defense, maybe the whole team. When he goes out there, you really see the swarm mentality that head coach DeMeco Ryans is trying to preach. When there's one person catching the ball, there's about 10 people ready to tackle him. And I just think that's such a great thing from head coach DeMeco Ryans. So far in training camp, man, it's been like a breath of fresh air. Because it's like no nonsense. And DeMeco Ryans, he had a quote today, and I want to hear your thoughts. He said, "I'm going to tell it like it is. I know the NFL is not long, so I be honest with players." To me, that hit. And to me, I was like, he's not sugarcoating nothing. If you're ass, he's probably going to tell you your ass and how you need to work better. And from David Culley to Lovie Smith to now DeMeco Ryans, Harley, we got the one, bro.
We got the one. We said it a few podcast episodes ago. Make sure y'all are tapped into the Believe in Texans podcast on Spotify, anywhere where you find all your streaming podcast platforms. We've been saying it, man. The feel, the optimism that we continue to spew every time we're on live anybody's YouTube channel. We continue to spew this optimism. We continue to drink every ounce of Kool-Aid that DeMeco Ryans is serving up these Houston Texans fans, and rightfully so. It's good to be optimistic. It's okay. I am so I entrust this team so much now because of DeMeco Ryans, because of Okay, I don't know about that now. I
Hey
don't know
man,
about that now.
hey,
But
Michael,
hey,
bro, you lead it, brother. We'll follow. You know,
yeah, you know what?
you lead it,
Michael
we'll
wants to
follow,
lead the
man.
charge, man. Where's my pitchfork? Let me get my Bulls on parade on, and let's get rocking on the Chiefs. We ain't finished from that 24-0 comeback, man. We ain't finished yet. Oh man, damn.
Dude,
It's a
going back
tiny
to that
violin.
game, I called my dad and I was like, we're going to the Super Bowl
I
and we're
was,
smacking the fucking Titans at home.
yeah.
That's our canon event. That's our canon event,
We needed it, bro. We needed it.
man. And before we continue on with this podcast, this episode was brought to you by Bet Online. So jump into the action right now. Use our promo code BLEAV for a 50% bonus on your first deposit. Jeffrey Smith asked, is Blake Cashman as good as advertised on training camp? If you ask me, he's been more than advertised. I mean, you're talking about someone who wasn't on no one's radar this offseason and strings together two very great practices. Number 53 is playing good in training camp.
Come on, man. Come on with Cash Money. Come on with Cash Money. Hey, shout out to Christopher. Got a good photo with you, buddy. It was good to see you. Next time, hey, you come out again. Maybe we get a picture with you, me, and Ruben. All right, man? On us.
Hey,
All
hey.
right.
And that hour early bullshit is because they said if you don't leave right now,
It's true.
you're going to walk around. And I did that whole sober and it was not fun. I'm not doing that ever again.
Yeah, that was not fun. Cashman was absolutely fantastic. Okay, so not so much a lot from today. When I saw the linebackers out there, you had Henry To'oTo'o, Christian Harrison. They had Jake Hansen, and Jake Hansen is a linebacker that's actually looked really solid for this team. Man, it's gonna be tough when they do cuts because when I look at Cashman and I even look at Hansen, Hansen's been a guy that's been around the ball too. Where does Garrett Wallow fit?
I was just about to say I think he's gone.
I don't notice Garrett Wallow. And it's sad because, man, me and Garrett Wallow, like, we actually talk on Instagram. He's a cool guy, man. He's super cool. He's really funny dude. And yes, it does feel good to be a damn
got a bit of a
Texan.
crush on him, man.
Well, nah. A little lip bite right there, buddy. A little lip bite, baby.
Someone
All right,
clip
Garrett.
that. Someone
Garrett.
Someone
Horned
please
frog.
clip that.
Horned frogs. Nah, man, he's cool. He's a cool dude, man. He's a cool dude. He's been to a few Dynamo games, so I've talked to him before. I just don't know if he makes his team. I really don't. And yeah, Jake Hansen was solid a bit last year. I see the comment from Jalen Johnson there.
He had a 14 tackle game.
I believe so.
It's not 14, 18. One of the high teens.
The biggest thing with him is he's everywhere on special teams.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going to help Garrett Wallow is preseason.
Yeah.
Now, if he shows up in preseason, okay, now you're like, oh, okay, now you gotta make a cut that you might not want to make.
Mm-hmm.
This linebacking group is not so bad. It's not so bad. They need some more depth on this team. But man,
you more worried about the linebackers or the D line?
As of right now, before I told you it was the D line, as of right now, it's the linebackers. Just because I think adding Sheldon Rankins, we've seen good stuff from the defensive line, and they don't have Sheldon Rankins. Think about that. Sheldon Rankins added an addition to that D line. Chef's kiss, man.
Brevin Jordan and Wallow being cut will make the 2022 class feel like
Ooh.
It was worse than we thought. You know what was crazy about that draft was it went Davis Mills, Nico Collins, Brevin Jordan, and my stupid ass said, "This is your future trio."
They served it up on a silver platter, and you ate all of it.
Every one of them.
You ate all of it. You ate all them booty-os. That's what you were eating right there, man.
Dude.
Look, man. Look, shout out Nico Collins though.
Hey,
We didn't highlight him actually when we were talking
go
about
ahead,
some
go
of the
ahead. Give him his flowers.
receivers.
Give him his flowers.
But hey, man, Nico Collins looks solid out there today. I think maybe his best day in camp. I want to say he looked really good out there, and he does it just feel like every day whether he has a good or bad performance. I don't think he's had a bad performance. I think he's had okay, solid,
Mm-hmm.
decent performances. Today was his best in my opinion, but every day in training camp he has a highlight play every single day. Like, come on, man, you got to give him the credit where credit's due. That's
And for the people who say that, oh, we saw this last year, we really didn't. What you
no.
saw was Nico Collins putting in the work after practice, right? That's what you saw. You saw him make a couple of highlights here and there. But this training camp, when he finally has a quarterback, it seems like Nico Collins is making a highlight play every single practice. Yesterday, it was one-on-one against Derek Stingley. Give me that jump ball. You are laughing. I got to look at oh, I'm just assuming you're dude. Every game, bro, I had to get trashed just to watch this team. Then I had to go do a video. So if you go back and look at my videos from last season, I'm hammered in like 80% of them, dude. It was
Don't
hard
blame you.
watching this team, bro.
Don't blame you,
That's
man.
that's why I tell you guys, whenever we win the Super Bowl and when me and Harley doing live stream, we are gonna remember the 50 people in this chat who are commenting because this has been a journey, and the past 2 years have led up to this. And now I feel like we are in a position to take the right step forward. We will be at the training camp tomorrow. So if you are going, get there around 4 o'clock, bring a case of Topo Chicos, and let's pregame before the freaking tailgate. I'm sorry, tailgate, training camp. But going back to Nico Collins, yesterday was a one-on-one jump ball against Derek Stingley. Today, it was, I would say, two beautiful ran deep routes, and one of them went for 6. The other one was a, incompletion.
Mm.
When you look at this wide receiver core, it's almost like Nico Collins has to step up. He has no choice not to. And the rookies are doing a great job if we're going to switch to the rookie wide receivers. But
Yeah.
it's like they are the 5 yards here, 8 yards here, 10 yards here. But when it's Nico Collins, it's a fucking deep touchdown, 6'4", 4.4 speed. This is how we should have been utilizing this guy since the start. I'm glad to finally see it happen now.
We saw something I never saw last year, and it happened yesterday at training camp. CJ Stroud throwing a red zone touchdown pass to Nico Collins over Derek Stingley. And I bring it up because G says, why every clip I've seen so far, Sting getting cooked. Well, all the D's after it. Just pause. Derek Stingley. Derek Stingley, look, man, he is just fine. I keep telling that to every YouTube comment. He's just fine. That man clamped up Tank Dell today, and I mean clamped him up. People were saying PI. Nah, man, they ain't PI. They ain't PI. Sure. Does he get his hand a little around him? Sure. If you want to call PI, that's very ticky-tack.
It was,
And you might as
he
well
was
call
in his
PI.
fucking pocket the whole entire
Yeah,
time.
man. Now, I will say this, in where I do agree, that ball should have came out sooner. Because Tank Dell, as soon as he made that first initial cut off of Derek Stingley, the ball should have been right there. That's a little more work CJ Stroud will have to, the chemistry he has to develop. The ball should have been there immediately, and it gave him enough time, him being Stingley, gave him enough time to recover. And as we know, Derek Stingley's recovering speed is one of the best in the NFL. It's elite. I'm telling you right now. Derek Stingley is going to be just fine. I cannot wait for the rest of this regular season. And we haven't even played one preseason game yet, man. I'm stupid excited.
Is that a good thing that we just forgot that the preseason is happening, bro? Because we're just so tied into this quarterback competition, and now seeing that CJ Stroud wins, man, it just feels like a very breath of fresh air per se.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, preseason, no offense. I'm looking forward to it, but I just can't wait for the regular season. The city of Houston is hungry for a good football team. These fans, everyone in the comment section, they are hungry. We are malnourished. We want the Houston Texans to perform better. I cannot wait for it to happen this year. Oh. There's my video. Come on now. Give it to him, Sting.
Look at that.
Give it to him, Sting.
Look at that.
Give it to him, Sting.
Come on now. Shout out to the Restream for letting me do that.
Yeah.
But there you see, man. And you've heard the phrase, iron sharpens iron. And these guys are going at it. It's not like these dudes are being tic-tacky against each other. They are hitting each other with full force as much as they can, obviously. These wide receivers, I feel like because the first couple of days, they weren't really getting anything on this secondary. They've made it they made it a mission to go out there and make some plays happen. And this secondary, man, has just been Stingley. Shaq Griffin has looked pretty good.
He's looked okay. Okay. I haven't noticed him as much as everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but I'm being honest. I've never really I haven't seen that play that Shaq Griffin made. I just mentioned 5 corners, where it was Stingley, Nelson, Desmond King, Tavia Thomas, and I mentioned Jacoby Francis. And I'm kind of looking at Shaq Griffin now I thought he could be a guy that could potentially beat out Steven Nelson.
Number 2.
And now I'm looking at it maybe Shaq Griffin, does he make this team?
Over Jacoby Francis, I would say yes. And I think come preseason, we are going to see a lot of Shaq Griffin and a lot of Jacoby Francis. This secondary race is just as tight as the linebackers. So I want to give a shout out to head coach DeMeco Ryans because, bro, it seems like not just the defense, but the offense as well, that these guys are locked in. They know their playbook so far. They're obviously going to get better. But there's no dumb things happening with this team so far in training camp.
Yeah, there's nothing too crazy going on. Derek Stingley is just fine. I keep saying this all the time. Look, man, Derek Stingley's just fine. I've seen more bad clips of him getting cooked than anything. I mean, are we forgetting the pick 6 yet?
Oh,
are we forgetting that pick 6 yet? Are we forgetting that the secondary has been the highlight of training camp for this defense? The secondary includes Derek Stingley, by the way. And Derek Stingley is cornerback 1. Whether you like it or not, if you wanted Sauce Gardner, then go be a Jets fan. How about that, huh? You wanted Sauce Gardner, go be a damn Jets fan. How about that? Go follow New York. We want Houston, huh? Come on now.
Fuck the Yankees, man.
Come on, man. Shout out to G.
Yeah, shout out to G. And, it just goes about competition. For every bad play that you see from Derek Stingley, I promise you he has about 2 or 3 good plays, or sometimes the plays that we don't even see because he's already locking down his man. That rep that we saw, it's supposed to be a win for the wide receivers. One-on-one with no safety is supposed to be a win for wide receivers. And Derek Stingley, in those clips that you saw, does he get beat? Yes, but if you do notice, he is their stride for stride with them. And if there is a Jimmy Ward over the top, those plays are not happening.
Happy, man. Come on, man. That don't even happen with a safety over the top. What are we doing here, man? Let's stop it. Let's stop pulling teeth here, man. Let's stop. I don't want to hear that. Don't be on this side when Derek Stingley's a Pro Bowler. Don't be on this side now. Come on with it. Still cornerback 1. Nah, he's not cornerback 1. I appreciate what he did. He's a good corner, but Derek Stingley's just a little different, man. He got more athleticism, a lot more athleticism.
Doesn't trash talk. I thought he would be a trash talker.
Nah, that's always Petrie. That
was Petrie. And
him and Jimmy Ward, man, they chirp.
CJ Stroud was chirping a little bit at Jalen Petrie because CJ Stroud, he turned a a play that would have went nowhere and turned it into 15 plus, would have gone longer.
Yeah.
When he's running out of bounds, he points at Petrie and he starts talking mess, man. And I just love that competitiveness. Tyson asked me, what's up with the Blue Moons? Blue Moons are just so good. And Harley, I think it is at the end of this month, there will be an actual blue moon. So you know how we're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be. We're gonna be drunk. We're gonna be outside. Yeah, man. I love me some blue moons. I gotta get a battle red Stingley jersey. I agree. G asked about Metchie wide receiver number 1.
Eh,
Could you see it though?
yeah. I mean, so I'll say this. I don't think I'm how do I phrase it? Nico Collins is wide receiver 1 or Robert Woods.
Mm-hmm.
But what I can see, and to G's point, what I can see to G's point is I can see plays
Okay.
where John Mechie's lined up as your X receiver,
Mm-hmm.
lined up for guys that don't know X receiver, your wide receiver 1. So I can see him lined up outside. I can see it. I don't see him being on the depth chart as wide receiver 1. There's still a lot to go with John Metchie. He's super impressive.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I like to kind of throw him in with the rookies in Tank Dell
Yeah,
and
that's
Xavier
fair.
Hutchinson, just because he didn't play at all last year because of circumstances, we won't say. But,
F cancer, say it, man.
yeah,
F
dude,
cancer.
FF cancer, bro. And Hutchinson has been amazing. Tank Dell has been electric. John Metchie has been really, really good. And the slant routes are crisp. That is something I keep seeing him just continuously doing these slant routes. And I mean, just super clean break off the slant. I mean, I can't wait to see more of him this season. And I think he's someone that can be an X factor for this offense. I really do.
Okay, so whoa. Couple of days ago, couple of weeks ago, pretty much this whole arm season, my boy Harley has been saying we should just be happy that John Metchie is playing football again.
It's true.
We
It's
should
true.
have no expectations for John Metchie. Now, I was on the same boat as our boy Harley, but then you go out there and you see him play football. The fact that he was there ready day one, couple of days ago, he broke Desmond King, and Desmond King's ankles were still out there on the field.
Man.
1-on-1, John Metchie is going to be a problem.
Yeah, he's an
Going on,
absolute
Joey?
problem. I can't wait to see more of him this year. What's going on, Joey?
So you put in expectations for John Metchie or what?
I'm starting to,
Okay.
because I'm looking at it now, and he looks different from his rookie year. He's got a lot more muscular to him.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he looks really good. Like, just to put it in layman's terms, like in the most simplest terms, he looks really good. All right, and I can't wait to see more for him. I definitely agree with what G is saying right there. I think Metchie by midseason is going crazy. I really do. I think he could have a really unexpected. I mean, he was on. I forgot where I saw it on Twitter, but somebody ranked him as the number 1 guy to have a breakout season
Mm-hmm.
for wide receivers this year, and that was great to see, man. I can't wait to see it. I cannot wait to see it this year.
Comeback player of the year in my mind, John Metchie, I think, is going to surprise a lot of people. Let me ask you this, Hartley, because I already have my answer.
Uh-huh.
Who do you think has been the wide receiver 1 so far in training camp? You want me to go first?
Go ahead.
Tank Dell.
I mean, yeah, that's who I immediately think. I still need to see some more from Tank, and that's not disrespect to him. I still want to see some more, and I think we got to see a lot just the last 2 days, because the quarterback play has been a lot better.
Yes.
But because the beginning of training camp, the quarterback play was just not that good. It was very average to below average. The last 2 days, we see some working from this quarterback group, especially CJ Stroud. I can't wait. I could see why Tank Dell is your wide receiver 1. I can see it. Not on depth chart, just in
Mm-hmm.
ranks. Don't want people to get confused now. But yeah, I can see Tank Dell as wide receiver 1.
It's like every other practice. He's not making the highlight play, but he's converting first downs. He's turning a 3-yard pass into an 8-yard pass. And that's the kind of stuff that makes you a really good wide receiver in this league. Going to Rengoku, he has, do we see the Texans defense as a top 5 this season or a top 10? I'm going to say top 15. Right? There's
Yeah.
only so much improvement you could do. And this defense was really bad last year. But if you go to a top 15 defense, I mean, you're winning some football games there.
Yeah, top 15 defense too. I'm gonna go on the safe side there. As much as I'm hype on this defense, I really am. There's still some struggles.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, there's still some struggles across the defensive line. I'm still wondering about the linebacker position group and the depth around it. The secondary is elite. I'm for real. I think the secondary is going to be elite this year, and obviously the strength. But DeMeco is going to add another element to this defense, and I think that's why he pushes them to a top 15 defense.
Before we go, Ryan asks, who's starting our linebackers? I'm going to go Denzel Perryman, Christian Harris, Blake Cashman. What about you?
Oh, get my boy Cash Money in there. Yes, sir. Yeah, definitely Denzel Perryman. I'm going Christian Harris. Obviously, he's been everywhere. I never see him take a snap off. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, this guy's conditioning must be elite. My goodness. And then I am going to lean with Blake Cashman as well at the Sam linebacker position. I do believe Christian Kirksey's going to get cut. There's
We
been a
haven't
lot
seen
of
him at all.
work. There's been a lot of work with Henry To'oTo'o. A
Too
lot
much.
of work with him. And DeMeco has been with him a lot, just helping him, talking with him. Henry To'oTo'o never leaves Christian Harris's side. He is attached to the hip with Christian Harris. Every time, like we've gone and looked at the players coming down the stairs when they're entering training camp, and we see Christian Harris, and right next to him is Henry To'oTo'o.
Well,
We
you
go
got to
to the
remember,
practice field.
man, they were Alabama teammates.
Yeah, I know, but I just think that's a good person to learn from. I think Christian Harris is going to have a breakout year this year. I really do. He was my defensive guy to watch in training camp, and he's lived up to every second of it. But I'm just, in terms of linebackers, I would not be shocked if To'oTo'o forces himself at some point midway through the year. Maybe he forces himself into that starting lineup. Oh, yeah.
Wasn't this a 4th-round pick?
Dude, the draft value you got with him was great.
It means something that his partner in crime plays here.
Yeah.
It means something that DeMeco Ryans played for the Crimson Tide. Bro, Henry too. I agree with you. I could see this happening mid-season.
Yeah.
Harley, as we finish this live, and for the 60 people in here, thank you guys so much. If you guys are going to the training camp tomorrow, it is at 6 p.m. I will try to get there around 4 o'clock. If you are going, bring a case of Topo Chicos, man. We'll save you a spot in line. Let's pregame. Harley, let them know where they can find you.
You can find me at the lead_HOU. Just type that into anywhere on social media as well as YouTube. Yes, we're going to the joint practice. I'm going to both of them, by the way. Do
Same.
anything Davis Budios gets traded. That's hilarious because I had to say that before I get off. That is hilarious. Okay. That is a lot hilarious right there. And no, I don't think he gets traded. I think he's a backup quarterback for you. But again, so you can find me at the lead_HOU on YouTube. Just type it in there, subscribe, hit that bell for the notifications. We are on the road to 4,000 subscribers. Oh my goodness. I would have never thought I could reach 4,000 subscribers. I appreciate everybody that's also tapped into the lead. I appreciate everyone that has met both of us, Texans training camp. We love talking to y'all. We love hanging out with y'all. Hey, man, y'all got a Topo Chico? Yeah. I'll be there at 2 o'clock. I
2
will be there.
o'clock?
Oh, I will be there at 2. It's going to be packed, buddy.
I'll match. I'll be there with you.
Ooh.
Dude, let's have a great time. And this is what I don't think people understand, that times are changing now in football.
Mm.
This team feels like a family. This team feels like it's about to take the next step forward. So make sure you guys are there. Also, I would be at every single joint practice. Watson, who? Massage Watson? We don't know who that guy is.
You tell him, Michael. You
But you can
tell him,
find me on
Michael.
YouTube.
Topo's on me, Michael.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Michael.
Yeah, yeah. That's how we roll over here on the lead, dog.
Type in 713 Houston Sportcast into YouTube. Just hit 7K. Now we're about to go to 8K. Thank you guys so much who have been with me through this journey. And we are going to keep it going till me and Harley are the number one media people for the Houston Texans. So make sure you guys are following alongside the journey, because we don't forget who you guys are here commenting. And thank y'all so much for being with us tonight. Go Houston Texans. If you are going tomorrow, we will see you tomorrow. Y'all have a very blessed day.